How's it going, everybody? This is the Uncanny Omar. I'm rolling solo, and I decided to start it just a little bit earlier for those of you that have been waiting a little bit. Thank you, all of you that can join the me live today. It's just going to be, like I said, just me. Don't have any co-hosts, so I can focus on what exactly these books that are coming out are going to be. So, first of all, every time I do this, I always have to make sure y'all can hear me, right? Yes? Maybe? No? Let me know in the comments if I've been looking like a fool for the last few minutes moving my mouth with no sound coming out. But hope everybody's doing well. Before we get started, of course, a big thank you to David Gabriel and the folks at Marvel for sending us these advanced solicitations. Awesome. Thank you guys for letting me know that you can hear me. Good. Good to have everybody here. Good to see everybody. I love doing this as early as possible, so I may start doing these by myself because sometimes when I have other people join me, they can't join me until the afternoon. And I know a lot of my European, Australian, New Zealand, wherever you're from that's not in America, it's on a different time zone. So I know you all can't make it to those late shows, but happy to have everybody here right now. We'll let some more people trickle in, and then we'll start looking at these advanced solicitations for the collected editions from Marvel. Now, I have a couple of more announcements with the suit on that won't be coming out until probably sometime next week. There's a couple more books. There's always going to be books, and I really like doing them like that, doing them one at a time. Sometimes I like doing 3 or 4 at a time, then Marvel, whatever Marvel decides they want to do. So if they want me doing them one at a time, it's all up to them. And let's see who we got here. Where is everybody from? I try to do this on Saturdays. It's a lot easier when I have a co-host like Melanie helping me out. Yeah, where's everybody from? Let me know in the comments. It's one of those rare times I get to catch a live stream on a Monday. Awesome. Awesome. Hey, Omar, I got a question. On the FF Omni Volume 2 reprint, is it 125 or 100? When you live stream, it said 125. When the full March solicits were dropped, it said 100. How about I ask? I did it. Sometimes David comes into the chat, so if he comes on, I'll make sure that's one of the questions. I don't know that one. I know that they were looking at some prices, trying to figure out some of the prices for some of the books. But I can't remember if he said it was approved or not. So as soon as I'm done with this, if he's not on, I'll be happy to email him and ask him about that particular one. Because the other one that was brought to my attention that I sent over to him was the Captain America. And we talked about that. Yeah, David's on vacation. Well, that man's always working. He's not really on vacation. He checks his emails wherever he goes. Omar, real quick. Oh, I'm sorry. I lost that comment. Let's see. So what you're saying is you'll be announcing the Darkhawk and Sleepwalking Omniboo. If anything, Darkhawk and Sleepwalker will get an epic collection before an omnibus, if anything. Although Darkhawk is celebrating an anniversary next year, so anything is possible. What's up, Marvel? I know you're not in Alabama. I remember that. New mic? Nope, not new mic. Omar, can you fill us in on what you were trying to get changed? I was trying to make sure that there weren't orphaned issues, but I also understood that this is a Peter David omnibus. And I thought it would be really cool to make him go all the way up until Fatal Attractions. Or, I'm sorry, the Phalanx Covenant. I think that would have been a good stopping point for those orphaned issues that would taken us to the Howard Mackey years. And today, though, Marvel, they make the call. So we've already talked about this, actually. Hopefully, if David is lurking, he can consider putting those 2 orphaned issues into the Dan Jurgens Captain America collection. I brought that to his attention. I think it's a done deal. Those the orphaned issues. You're talking about the annual and issue 24, right? Yeah, I think that's a done deal. They're going to do that. So good news. Omar, thoughts on WW84? I was disappointed with it. It was kind of a drag, huh? That's all I can really say, honestly. I wish I had gone to the theater to see it. I think it would have been a different experience, honestly. Hey, Omar, I hope you had a nice Christmas. Thank you so much, brother. You too, from London, huh? Any word on Absolute Metropolitan 2 and 3? Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Hoping to see more books in the next catalog, but they're getting smaller and smaller from DC, so I don't really know. Omar, is Diamond going to get more Incredible Hulk by Peter David Volume 2 in? I pre-ordered it from the shop. They never got copies in States. That's one that I know I sent over. I sent David a list of books that immediately went out of print from Diamond. And I highlighted the ones that were gone in mere minutes, right? Because there were some that took a couple of days to go out of print, a week sometimes, but there were some that were like Infinity Gauntlet, X-Men, or what you just mentioned here, Peter David Hulk 2. They were gone in minutes from Diamond. Well, bought everywhere, and then there was no backstock at Diamond. So how about that? People need to like that smash button. I love the way you say that, Jesse. Thank you. Oh, Bobby, man after my own heart. Omar just reread Batman Year 2 last night. Still love it. It's because you're a man of good taste, sir. We all have guilty pleasures, but I always say there's no guilt in it, right? If you enjoy it, doesn't matter what anybody else says. I love The Crossing, and I stand by my statement. I may get a shirt that says that. Well, I understand a lot of other people are like, this is the worst Avengers comic ever. To each their own. Nasir, I'm trying to find Adrian's comment. Okay, any chance of a reprint of Wade Captain America Omnibus with better binding? So here's the thing about that. I didn't know that some copies had bad binding because the one that I did an overview of, and this is before, let's get this straight. This is before Marvel even contacted me. So years before Marvel even reached out to me, I bought my own copy. I did an overview of it, and I had no issue with my binding. I didn't know there were copies out there with bad binding until about a year and a half ago when people kept asking me. And they were comparing it to the Miles Morales Omnibus binding. And I said, I didn't think they had bad binding. So I started reaching out to some of my subscribers, and some of them said they had bad binding, and some of them said mine's fine. So I don't know. I'm sure it's out of print. So hopefully we will get something like that. I gently caressed the like button while whispering sweet nothings in the ear. Wow, Wham. Thank you. Wham's playing in the background. You're also a man of good taste. It would go well with that Jurgens Omnibus coming out next year, too. Yeah. Thank you so much for the super chat or super sticker, Average T. I really appreciate that. Yeah, our super chat is on. We're also on Patreon and Redbubble, where you can get our logo on t-shirts, much like this one, or hats, or coats, whatever you want. Omar on a Monday. Whoa. Okay. My kids show me so many stupid YouTube videos. That's the only way I can say whoa now. Like, do y'all remember Blossom? Probably not. Joey from Blossom. That's the way he would say whoa. There's a video that was trending now it's like a year ago about Yankee with no brim. Never mind. So there is one thing that now that I've got a lot of people here, there's one omnibus in here that I didn't talk about. It's a new omnibus. It's a new line. It's interesting. And we're going to talk. I'll stop and talk about it when we get there. So it's a surprise for everybody that's able to join live or can join this in replay. So, what an excellent question. Are omnibuses in chronological order? They are not released in chronological order. As a matter of fact, let's just take the example of X-Men, right? The very first X-Men omnibus was both, it was Uncanny X-Men Volume 1, which is giant size one, all the way to what was it, right before the Dark Phoenix Saga, 129, I think, something like that. And then they released New X-Men, which wasn't until decades later. And then, they started releasing oversized hardcovers and omnis in between, and then released Uncanny X-Men Volume 2, and then 3. So they never come out in chronological order. That's why I have reading orders. But they do try, like, Silver Age X-Men is called The X-Men Volumes 1 and 2, and then from Giant Size on. It's Uncanny X-Men Volume 1, 2, 3, and a fourth is coming out in. Was that pushed back till March, guys? It's March now. Oh, that's my birthday month. Hey, Omar, are you going to be reviewing Transformers Volume 2? The Change in Your Nature? That one? Probably, if you want me to. I hadn't thought about it. I hauled it last month. Oh, thank you so much. Average T, who gave you a super chat, is asking about the Spawn Epic Collection reprints. Let me see if I can find it, Average T. There we go. Hey, Omar, will they ever reprint? Well, they were solicited. That's the thing. And then they put a block on it. I don't know if that was Image or Todd McFarlane that decided to block that because later on they made the announcement that they were going to release a compendium. So I think that's what they're going to focus on now, the compendium editions of Spawn. So I'm sorry. I wish I had better news because I also want those reprinted so I could go past volume 10. Because I heard in Germany, my subscribers like, hey, we got these all the way up to volume 18, I think. But they're in German, right? Dude, I saw that Beast Wars is coming back as a comic. Yes, I'm so excited about that. Is Absolute Carnage Omnibus still being distributed? Doubt Canada got any I really wanted. That was one that got two. It got a restock, and then it went like that. Like, it was gone. And our sponsor, Cheap Graphic Novels, the only reason I found out is because during a live chat, somebody said, hey, IST has it. And then somebody else in the live chat said, yeah, I signed up for an alert from Cheap Graphic Novels, and they emailed me last night. I don't know how many copies they got, but they were gone in less than 24 hours. That was the restock. The original one was gone like in mere minutes. Can you ask DH about God Country? That would be Image. Image publishes God Country. And that one's still in stock, isn't it? I thought it was still in stock. Omar, January 6th is going to be brutal. Any word on restock inventory with those 5 Omnis? Nothing yet. The only ones I know that are out of print, and of course it's a no-brainer, is Uncanny Volume 3. The last time I saw was X-Men by Jim Lee and Chris Claremont. That one has a low stock. That'll probably be gone by the time that comes out. And I'll be doing advanced overviews of those books. I have a lot of advanced overviews I need to do. So, while we have this many people on, I just want to remind everybody to hit that like button, share the video, let people know where you get your breaking news. And that's here, Near Mint Edition. Let's go ahead and get started, everybody. Remember, I'm just a messenger, but if you have questions, I'd be happy to answer them if I can. All right, let's go ahead and start with the very first book. And I got to be careful because there's something I can't share. And let me know if why is that not working? It's loading. Great. Weird. Can everybody see or hear me? Because everything is frozen on my end, of course, on this episode when I got more than 400 people watching. Don't dislike that button yet. Why is this frozen? Okay, if you can't hear me, give me 1 second. I'm going to do something really quick. Okay, can everybody hear me? Have I tried turning it off and on? Okay, is everybody still with me? Let's see if this works now. I don't know what happened. That was really weird. I went to share the document and it froze on me. So we're going to try that again, okay? Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. So I was in IT for over 20 years. Restart it, baby. All right, let's see what happens now. Okay, we good. We good? DC hacked the chat. Okay, I'm going to share it like this. Not that I don't want you guys to see my handsome face, but I think you all like it when you can actually read the content. So I do have two monitors on today, so I can keep an eye on the chat in case there's any questions. So Cloak and Dagger, Omnibus Volume 2. I got to announce this. This is this is one that a lot of people are like, yeah, a lot of people are like, why? And then some people are like, oh, yeah, I'll get it. A lot of us are really happy that got the first one because this wraps up that run. And now we just need to collect the rest of the series that kind of trickled into the early aughts. And Cloak and Dagger. I love when there's things like this. That way I don't have to worry about a volume 1. Just like Alpha Flight, books like that just never got a volume 2. Yeah, I'm fancy, dude. I got 2 screens, J-Don. August 1961. And a correction here, the Kirby cover is the direct market cover. So it's the cover to Fantastic Four #1, but it does have this little blue box right there that's telling you what it features in there. I've gone over the content, and here it is, so you can see it for yourself in the solicitation. And this is August 1961. Anybody else ever wanted to collect all the comics that came out on your birthday, or was that just me? I always wanted to collect the comics that came out in March of 1978. All right. Here we go. Amazing Spider-Man by David Michelinie and Todd McFarlane, Omnibus. Reprint coming in. This is the 3rd printing. So for all of you that missed out on the 2nd printing and the 1st printing, here's your chance. Now it looks like the direct market cover, they're back to doing a direct market cover, and it is the black the black symbiote cover. It's the cover to issue 300, and of course this one here is the cover to issue 301. Now I have the original direct market cover, but mine is recolored. They're using the original cover over here for this time around, and I think that is freaking awesome. So for those of you that missed out on it, it's really cool. Let me know in the comments down below or in the chat which one you're going to get if you missed out on it, or if you're crazy enough and want to upgrade your 1st or 2nd printing, because that damn direct market cover is freaking awesome. Captain America. It brought me so much joy to surprise people. And thank you all that watched mine and the Astonishing Melanie's review of Starman. We wanted to surprise people that were watching that on Christmas Day, and we announced this, that Captain America, The Death of Captain America is getting a new printing. So there will be 2 covers. There's a new direct market cover down here, and then, of course, the standard edition cover, collecting issues 25 through 42 of Captain America and continuing that Ed Brubaker Omnibus collection. For those of you that have been asking if they're going to do more than volume 1, are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? I couldn't say a word, and now I'm happy that it's coming, and it is coming in August of 2021, along with the reprint of Fantastic Four Omnibus Volume 3. Both the standard edition cover and a direct market cover. I don't know how new some of you all are to the Omnibus game, but before, when Marvel would reprint their Omnis, they would only do the standard edition covers. They would never reprint the direct market covers. So it's a big deal that they're doing both now, so you don't miss out on it. And I think that's really cool that you have an option like we did when these books first came out. So Fantastic Four, Volume 3, collecting issues 61 through 93, getting ready for that Volume 4, and annuals 5 through 7. Oh, and then not brand 5 through 7. And yes, oh my gosh, this is the one I'm going to have to fight for because, all right. So this is the What If Original Marvel Series Omnibus, Volume 1. This is another one that I got to announce on the channel. And they had originally done another cover as one of the direct market covers, but I think these are really good choices. That Jane Foster cover is everything. That's the one that I want. And I know that one's going to be the one that's impossible to find because you have the movie coming out. when is that? 2022, I think it's been pushed back to. And everybody's gonna go after that Jane Foster story. But that's the one that I'm trying to get. So you have 3 great cover choices. You have the Jack Kirby choice, Big John Buscema, and I think that's is that the Perez or Kane? No, that's Perez. But these are the 3 covers. But that John Buscema cover, that's the one that I want. It's gorgeous. So collecting issues 1 through 15 and 17 through 22. So those 2 here on the right-hand side are going to be the direct market cover. All right, let's talk about this. This is the new omnibus that I was saving for today. So this is Loki Omnibus Volume 1. This collects what looks to be just Loki stories from earlier appearances in Journey into Mystery and Thor. So it looks like a chronological order of every appearance of Loki in the 60s. So, 2 things. The book's over 1,000 pages, $125. I know I'm going to be asked, does this mean that we're not going to get a reprint of Thor Silver Age Omnibus? I know that question is coming. So before you even ask, that is not what that means. Even before Marvel reached out to me when they did an Infinity Omnibus, I remember telling people not to freak out, that I'm sure an Infinity Gauntlet Omnibus reprint was coming. So that doesn't mean anything. It's just a new line that they're starting. So Loki is getting his own omnibus, probably something to do with that TV show coming out from Disney Plus. Probably, if I was a betting man. And I'm not anymore. Legally, I can't be. Okay, all right. I finally get to talk about this. For the hundreds of people that ask me every week, how is Marvel going to collect the Dawn of X in an oversized format? Well, here's your damn answer, you beautiful, wonderful people. Excalibur by Tini Howard, Omnibus Volume 1, oversized hardcover, and Marauders, Jerry Duggan, Volume 1, oversized hardcover, both coming out in August of 2021, and collecting the first 12 issues, meaning what? For anybody that's been paying attention, this leads directly into the X of Swords, or 10 of Swords, call it what you want to, oversized hardcover. So, not an omnibus, not a Dawn of X OHC, but doesn't mean that they're not going to do that. I really don't know. This is the very first thing. Now, for all of you that have been asking, like, are they going to do, I'm not surprised they're not doing an omnibus, honestly. Not yet. I mean, let's think about it. We're going trade paperback. The next step is OHC. If these books are selling as well as they are, I don't think an omnibus is going to come anytime soon. But that's just me, my opinion. I could be wrong. Next month, I could be announcing an omnibus. You never know. I think I just answered some of these questions that are like, so does that mean there's a Dawn of X omnibus coming or what? I know the people that are happy are the OHC collectors. They're so ecstatic. They're like, finally, we don't have to read those big damn books. And I know there's a lot of you in there too that love oversized hardcovers. Me, I like omnis, but all right, here we go. X Factor by Peter David, Omnibus Volume 1. The solicits are still the same. Issues 55, 70 through 92, and 70 through 92, annuals 7 and 8, Incredible Hulk 390 to 392, X Factor annuals 5 and 6, and New Mutants annual number 6. I'll go back and go over these for anybody that's just now coming in. I guess I can always tell people to replay it, but I don't mind going back because I'm sure there's going to be some questions, and then I can focus on the questions that you all had. Marvel Masterworks Team Up, Volume 6. I got to announce this about a month or so ago. But these are both of the covers right here. And collecting the Marvel Team Up 53 through 64. And annual number 1. Scroll back up. I will, I promise, as soon as we're done getting to the bottom. So here we go. Marvel Masterworks The Avengers, Volume 21. Love that cover. And we're going into the Bill Mantlo, Jim Shooter stuff, and that's my boy, the Black Knight, right there. And going into the trade paperback stuff, we got an Amazing Spider-Man by Nick Spencer, Volume 12. Kith and Kindred. So apparently Spider-Man is getting a new costume. And I'm sure by the time this book actually comes out, you all will know exactly what he looks like. Champions Outlawed. I'm very excited to read this. I fell in love with Eve Ewing's Ironheart, and how Mark Waid did a fun run on the Champions, and I'm excited to read her take on it. The Magnificent Miss Marvel. My daughter loves this series. This is the Saladin Ahmed series. This is interesting. This is the Marvel Treasury Edition trade paperback. This is interior art from the Marvel Treasury Edition, collecting Marvel 1 through 6. Alex, it's got a lot of talent though, like Alex Ross, Steve Rude, Dan Barrington, Eric Powell. Huh. Spider-Woman is getting a second volume, and I really enjoyed the first one. That was really good. And I'm very picky with my Jessica Drew stories too, so that one was awesome. The artwork is solid too. Deadpool Volume 2. And this is still written by Kelly Thompson. Gerardo Sandoval is now providing the artwork, and he has a very Humberto Ramo art style. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. This is the Al Ewing run. Here we make our stand. And I'm hoping, I know I'm not the only one, that this series gets an oversized hardcover or an omnibus when he's done. I love that we still have a Guardians of the Galaxy. It hasn't phased. I was worried that after DNA left and after Bendis, that nobody would take an interest in the cosmic universe again. But they've had Donny Cates, they had Jerry Duggan, and now we have Al Ewing. So here's the cover to that book. Here we go. The book that I know I get asked about. And is it taking off the catalog? It is not. It was just resolicited for April of 2021. And here it finally is. Iron Man by Mike Grell, the complete collection. So these are orphaned issue. I don't want to say orphaned. They've just never been collected before. This is the run after Kurt Busiek, after Joe Quesada. And it's finally here. We're getting it. We're getting a complete collection, collecting issues 50 through 69. I think we would need one more to wrap up this run before Warren Ellis takes over the book. So, yeah, I'm really happy for this. And another one I know a lot of you are happy about because you were worried this was canceled, but my boy, Ghost Rider, Robbie Reyes, is getting a complete collection. Now, is it Danny Ketch? No, it's not. Of course I want Danny Ketch. That was my Ghost Rider. And I know a lot of you all want Johnny Blaze, but we're getting Robbie Reyes, the complete collection. And this stuff is actually pretty good. So I'm very happy about that. Dead Man Logan is getting a complete collection. All 12 issues, $29.99. This wraps up the Ed Brisson Old Man Logan run, for those of you wondering when this takes place. And the other book that people are like, is it canceled? Is it done? Here we go. Fantastic Four by Jonathan Hickman. Complete collection, volume 3 is finally coming out. And collecting issues 600 through 604 and 6 through 16. And I agreed with this statement right here. That Tradd Moore in general needs an OHC. His artwork, and I'm pretty sure after the Treasury edition of Silver Surfer Black, a lot more people were into him, right? Like, I've loved this stuff since Luther Strode, but I think so many people got into his artwork because of Silver Surfer Black that I'm pretty sure the man might be high for something like that. All right, let's move on to the epics. I've announced actually all of these with my buddy Curtis from the Epic Marvel podcast. Big shout out to him. This is Avengers, a traitor stalks within us. So collecting issues 98 through 114 of the Avengers and Daredevil 99. So stuff right before the Celestial Madonna arc. And this is one of the reprints, Power Man and Iron Fist, Volume 1. So happy to see this. This was one that I was missing. So I'm glad that we got a reprint of that. Morbius Volume 2. Somebody was I think somebody tagged me on a picture of what the full cover looks like, but here it is. And then the contents down here, which we've been over before. And Wolverine is getting a reprint, a new printing of Volume 1. This is Matterport Nights. Collecting the first 16 issues of Wolverine, and then the first 10 issues, and those 10 issues are just 8 pages each of Marvel Comics Presents Marvel Age Annual number 4. And then a new Thor Epic Collection, The Final Gauntlet. Some of that Tom DeFalco goodness, and I go on and on about how much that man needs an omnibus. We need a Spider-Man by DeFalco omnibus. We need a Spider-Girl by DeFalco omnibus. But more importantly, we need a Thor and a Fantastic Four. Oh, his Fantastic Four run is solid too. Much like Mark Gruenwald, I don't think they get enough recognition. Like Gruenwald's run and Cap, not enough love for some reason. The Final Threat is getting a new printing, one that I know a lot of people are so excited about because this book was impossible to find. It went for outrageous amounts of money, and now it is getting a printing. Now, when I gave David the list of reprints, I did specify that the first printing of this does have a mistake on, like, it's a printing error on 2 pages. So hopefully they'll fix that. So Edward, Book of the Month, Final Threat. Squadron Supreme is getting a new printing. This is the trade paperback. Now, I think I've shared my story with you all before, how I had the first printing and I sold it like a damn fool. And the first printing, for all of you that don't know, the first printing of the trade paperback had Mark Gruenwald's ashes mixed with the ink. So when the book went to press, it was like owning a part of Mark Gruenwald with you. And that's how important this story was to him. He was the writer on the book. I mean, he was editor of Marvel, and he passed away sadly at a young age. But he was very beloved in the Marvel offices. So I remember when the first omnibus came out, I'm like, well, I don't need this anymore. I'm an idiot. I should have kept on that. I mean, it had the man's ashes. It meant something to him. Anyway, let's go to the Marvelverse. Loki. These are the smaller books. So this collects just different Loki stories. And I'm going to go back to the beginning as soon as I'm done with this, by the way. But I have to not share for a second because there's something I can't show everybody quite yet. Give me a week or two when Marvel lets me know what I can share. But we have a Loki Marvelverse, and then we also have a Shang-Chi Marvelverse. And these are those smaller books. I guess a lot of you all didn't know about Mark Gruenwald's ashes being mixed into the ink of that book. Yeah. Hold on a second. See, this is why you come to Near Mint Condition to get you some learning on early this morning. Yeah, so when the first printing of that book came out, Mark Gruenwald had passed away, and his wish was to mix his ashes with the inks. So when the book went to press of that trade paperback, his ashes are mixed in with the inks, and when the book was printed, it's like you're owning a part of Mark with you. I thought that was really cool. But I'm a damn fool because I sold my copy. Now, before I re-show these again, don't forget to check out our sponsor, cheapgraphicnovels.com, where you can get books up to 50% off. Tell them Near Mint Condition sent you their way for a code for free shipping on your next order. And that's in the continental United States. All right. Let's go through these one more again. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Don't forget to hit that like button, please. So, really quick, we're going to go through this, and I can slow down. Oh, what a question. What a morbid, horrible, and wonderful question. What book do you want your ashes in? Oh, man. My first book I get published, I guess. Cloak and Dagger, Omnibus Volume 2. 2 covers. You have the Larry Stroman cover. That's from the graphic novel. And then you have the Rick Leonardi cover. August 1961. We don't have the Rodriguez cover yet, but the direct market cover is... I knew somebody was going to say Alf. Can you share the reason why you need to keep one of the books a secret? Absolutely, because Marvel said don't share it yet. So not much of a secret, right? They just said don't share it yet. So I have to wait until they tell me to go ahead and share it. I'm sure you'll know here in a week or so. That video's already been created. I just has to be waiting for approval. Amazing Spider-Man getting a new printing. This is the Todd McFarlane and David Michelinie run. And please, this is the third printing, so if you missed out on it the first 2 times, hope you get it this time. And of course, the Captain America Death of Cal. Y'all have no idea how long I've known about this one, and I couldn't say a word. And every time somebody asked me, Omar, is it coming? All I could say is, maybe, one day. Now I know what David feels like when I ask him 100 questions, and he's like, we'll see. But I'm so glad that I get to share this with you all. Captain America, the Death of Captain America Omnibus is finally getting a new printing and a new cover, because the first printing only had one cover. This is now the direct market cover here on the right. We get a 1961 Omnibus from Marvel, but no Man of Steel. Let's stay positive. Let's stay positive, Adrian. What's up? Cyclops is better than Wolverine. It's good to see you in a live chat in the morning, man. Fantastic Four Omnibus Volume 3, both covers, will be getting a new printing. So this is the second printing of this book. It's only had one printing. Volume 1 has had 5 printings. Volume 2 has had 3. This one's only had 1, so here's your second chance to own it. And remember when I announced this, you all went crazy because I said, as of this, I went back to look at that. I said, as of this video, just to make sure I did it right, I said, Volume 1 is still in print. So if you want it, you may want to go and get it now. I kid you guys not. Within 24 hours, that book was gone everywhere. I assume it's for all you wonderful people that want to own it and not flip it later. But yeah, you know. Jason Aaron his Thor Omnibus hasn't come yet, but I mean, I think everyone knows that's coming. Here's the thing with that book. There are some books that I get to announce that when I announce them, everybody's going to be like, yeah, we know. We saw that coming, right? And then there are books that I get to announce that I get excited for because I'm like, nobody's going to see this coming. No way people see this coming. Those are the ones I get excited about. When I get to announce Thor Omnibus Volume 1 by Jason Aaron, it's going to be like, yeah, good job, Omar. Way to keep that secret. Even though I think everybody knows we're going to get one. What If, the original Marvel series Omnibus. And again, 3 covers. So for those asking me what's going to be under the dust jacket, which 2 covers, I don't know. But all the covers are inside the book, right? It's not like we have a new art for any of this. Yes, and then there are books there are books that a lot of you all are really excited for that I would love to announce. This is the Loki Omnibus Volume 1. So we have the Kirby. This is the direct market cover. There is a Mark Brooks cover. So this, again, collects issues of Journey into Mystery and Thor and Strange Tales and Tales to Astonish. It's just pretty much early appearances of Loki. And again, for those of you joining us now, I mentioned this earlier. Does this ruin the chance of us getting a Mighty Thor Omnibus reprint, the Silver Age stuff? And my answer is no, absolutely not. Because I said the same thing 3 years ago when they announced the Infinity Omnibus. And people were just going up in arms. We're never getting an Infinity Gauntlet Omnibus reprint. It doesn't matter. And that was even before I started talking to Marvel. That was just me, my personal opinion. I'm like, no, it's a book. They're going to sell it, and it will be reprinted. So we'll see. But I don't. This does not ruin any chance of that. And for those Dawn of X people that have been waiting for some kind of oversized hardcover announcement or omnibus announcement, here it finally is. The first wave, Excalibur by Teenie Howard, Volume 1, and The Marauders by Jerry Duggan, Volume 1, collecting the first 12 issues, $34.99, 336 pages, and leading us to the X or 10 of Swords, depending on how you want to call it. David teased that we were getting a Mighty Thor Volume 1 reprint, right? He did. He did. But nothing confirmed yet, right? Nothing confirmed yet. These are the very first new post-House and Powers of X X-Men oversized hardcovers. So think some people like omnibus waiters like me, they're like, oh, I love the omnibus. I think you all know I love the omnibus format, but I kind of saw this coming. I kind of figured they were going to go with OHCs first. Doesn't mean we won't get a Dawn of X omnibus later on, but who knows? Any word on Annihilation and Conquest reprints? Conquest comes out next, I think it's next May. Air horn, my man. And Annihilation, the restock is gone already, I think. It came and went in late November, early December. I forgot. Is Volume 2 of FF getting a reprint? It is. It's coming out in June or actually, that one's in July. And then in September, we get Fantastic Four Volume 4, which I announced. Which actually, David announced that in the chat one day. Marvel Masterworks, Marvel Team Up, Volume 6. What's up, Lionheart? How you doing, brother? Ooh, this is a good question. I'll save this one for the end. In vein of the Loki bus, what character-centric omnibus would you, Omar, like to see? I want to know what you all want to see. For me, it'd be something like, who's an obscure character that has gone through so many just... See, I don't like... I've never been the biggest fan of character or creator-centric books. But then I was thinking, how are some of these stories ever going to get created, like made into an omnibus? Like I was thinking of Doom, right? Like Doctor Doom would be really cool because I really want that Book of Doom collected in oversized hardcover format. FF2 is July, FF3 is August, and FF4 is September. Marvel Masterworks The Avengers Volume 21. No, not Alf, James. And Amazing Spider-Man by Nick Spencer, Volume 12. See, I was thinking of Gambit 2 or Rogue because each one of them, again, Gambit had a couple of series too. And then I was thinking, where in the hell else are you going to get like that Jeff Loeb and Tim Cell series, right? Where else are they going to sneak that into unless it's a Gambit-centric series? So I get the need for sometimes these, like, dude, if that Loki book sells well, all those people complaining about not being able to get Agent of Asgard can finally own it in an omnibus format one day, right? Because it's character-centric. Is Sinister 6 out of print? The Epic is? Uncle Ben Omnibus. All his alternate realities. Champions Outlawed, one that I'm really excited to read. And that is Volume 1 by Eve Ewing. And Magnificent Miss Marvel. This is Volume 3, collecting issues 13 through 18 of Saladin Ahmed's run. This is the Marvel Treasury Edition trade paperback, collecting 6 issues of Marvel. I love that Bagley still on Spider-Man. That's crazy. That man, that man is Spider-Man these days. I swear. I wonder if he's got a record of drawing Spider-Man the most out of any artist. Brother, I'm with you. We need a Danny Ketch Ghost Rider Omnibus. Can you imagine what we would start with that? The Midnight Suns. Oh my gosh, Blade, all those characters, Night Stalkers, Spider-Woman Volume 2. For anybody that hasn't read Volume 1, you should check it out. It's actually really solid. Deadpool by Kelly Thompson, Volume 2. Guardians of the Galaxy by Al Ewing, Volume 2. Collecting issues 6 through 12. And I love seeing this. A series of issues I thought everybody had forgotten about. Iron Man by Mike Grell, the complete collection. Trade paperback, collecting issues 50 through 69. So again, this is after the Kurt Busiek and the Joe Quesada run. This immediately follows that up. Am I drinking enough water? Yes, I am. I am today. I went for a jog earlier, so I have to keep hydrated. I drank orange juice earlier. The Breakfast of Champions. This episode is not brought to you by OJ, by the way. Ghost Rider, Robbie Reyes, the complete collection. So hopefully this sells lots and we get some Danny Ketchlove in there. Joe Mad. Yeah, I say I don't like artist or creator-centric books, but oh my god, if they make a Joe Mad omnibus, all day, every day. That dude's art is, I love it. I did watch Wonder Woman 84. Edward. Old Man Logan, the complete collection. It's coming out. Fantastic Four by Jonathan Hickman, the complete collection, volume 3. Avengers, A Traitor Stalks Within Us. Got a lot of awesome talent in that book. Dupe Omnibus, wouldn't that just be the Ecstatics? I guess a couple of issues of Peter Milligan's run, right? Power Man and Iron Fist, volume 1 is getting a new printing. Morbius Epic Collection, volume 2. Wolverine Epic Collection is getting a new printing, volume 1, that is. Thor by my man, Tom DeFalco, volume 20, collecting Thor 451 through 467. And the Thor, oh, y'all know how happy it makes me to see this on here? I was like, they're going to leave that out. There's no way they collect, and they put it in there. Damn, I love these epics. The Thor Core 1 through 4. And then Avengers, the Epic Collection, Final Threat. I think this was the first Avengers Epic Collection, if I'm not mistaken. But it's getting a new printing. Squadron Supreme is getting a new printing. And this is really cool because we've seen this before with Eternals, but this is this trade paperback has 2 covers. It's got a direct market cover and then a standard edition cover by Alex Ross. And then Marvelverse Loki and Marvelverse Shang-Chi. Those Marvelverse books are great ways to introduce new readers, young readers, to these characters. That, as they say, is that. So, if anybody has any questions, ask away. I'm here all day, every day. When is it FF coming out? It looks like May. May or June. I'm trying to see. The code looks like... because that and Wolverine both don't have a date on it, but it's either May or June. For whoever was asking that. Any chance of Star Wars getting reprinted? New Republic Volume 4 went out of print fast. I think there's always a chance for these epic collections to get a new printing. At the beginning of the year, I'll be sharing those with David because there's a ton. Lionheart, you can't be asking questions like that, man. Go back and watch a video. No, I'm just kidding. Death of Cap reprint, Amazing Spider-Man by David Michelinie and Todd McFarlane reprint, Loki Omnibus, Cloak and Dagger Volume 2, Marvel 1961, and What If Omnibus. There you go, man. I'm excited to get that McFarlane Spider-Man. Yeah, this is the 3rd printing, so happy for you all. Happy for you all. That missed out on it. Let me check something. Somebody's asking. There's only one issue that's missing from that. So it's the original Marvel years. That's issue 16. The What If book. Omar, can we expect the suit to make another appearance before the end of the year? No, I don't think so. Where's the box set? The box set was pushed out until the next quarter, so I have to wait. Sorry. That's all I can say. In comparison of an enjoyable story, which is better, volumes 1, 2, and 3 of Van Omnibus or the 2 volumes of Miles Morales or Van Omnibus? Well, it depends, right? Like, what do you like? Because Miles really kicks it off with this brand new hero. And hold on a second, guys. My kid's asking if a friend can come over. Doing it live anyway. I enjoyed. I think you all know how I feel about Bendis, and I think I enjoyed those stories a lot, though. Like finding out about Miles, he was such a good and unique character. So, but nostalgia goes a long way with those Lethal Protector issues. But I like, honestly, I like Venom as a villain more. Maybe that's why I like Carnage now. I just got permission from my daughter. A Danny Ketch Ghost Rider Omnibus must have the first ever, right? That's what I suggest. Oh, I think I made that joke to David like last year. Like, or a Wolverine omnibus with the die cut cover with the claws, right? The Return to Weapon X storyline. Omar, can I come over? Come on, bring your own beer, man. You know the rules. Anybody's welcome in my house. Ashes edition confirmed. But yeah, somebody asked me earlier if I had a book, what book would I put my ashes in? And then I said, well, maybe my own published book. I don't know. I don't think there's an omnibus that it would have to mean a lot to me. Any chance for, look at my man Trigger Gnosis, any chance for a Road to Onslaught omnibus or any X-Men Omni that takes place before after Morrison's run? The only one that I see actually happening after Morrison's run would be another Claremont, which is, what was it, the Revolution or Reloaded. That stuff. Road to Onslaught. I'm trying to think here. Now you got my mapping brain on. So that would take place after Age of Apocalypse, before Onslaught, and we've had 3 trade paperbacks, but it'd be fun to even to map it a little more. Yeah, I mean there could. Then we also need, the things between Onslaught and Operation Zero Tolerance, right? Like then we need things like the Hunt for Xavier, the Trial of Gambit, and what's the other big storyline? The new X-Men storylines when they come in with Carlos Pacheco on artwork. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that could still collect. Civil War Omnibus. What's up, Tushar? Thank you so much for the super chat, my brother. I haven't heard about that. Extreme X-Men. Hopefully one day we'll get that. I'm a big fan of that run. Greetings from Peru. Nice video. Dude, yo soy peruano, pero ahora vivo acá en los Estados Unidos. Pero nací en Perú. Viva Perú, carajo. Omar, are you excited for the August 1961? Or am I just a weirdo? If you're excited for it, that's all that matters, man. It doesn't matter if I'm excited for it or not, right? Obviously, like if it's an X title, I get excited. I don't care if it's Chuck Austin's X-Men Omnibus. I get excited over that. Will they reprint the X-Men Inferno prologue? I can't talk about that yet. Peace and love from Malaysia. Thank you. We'll be waiting for an old man Logan. There's so much. Like every year I do my most wanted X-Men related Omnis or my most wanted Marvel Omnis or DC Omnis. And I have a lot of fun with those. So I have to see the full catalog first, right? Before I make those videos. I was waiting a little more to make the video. So it'll come out in January sometime. Last year, I think 4 out of the top 10 made it into an omnibus. So I was really happy to see that, just out of my X-Men ones. And then I think 3 or 4 of my most wanted. No, I guess was X-Fact. No, well, maybe it was 4 or 5. So it's a lot of fun to guess what they're gonna do next and the possibilities that are out there. And then everybody wants something different, right? I love in the videos when I make breaking news, the excitement from some and the disappointment from others. And then it's vice versa when it's a different kind of video. The excitement from those same people that were disappointed, and then the disappointment from the people that were excited about the other announcement. Man, so it just goes to show you can't please everybody, right? Unless it's Uncanny X-Men by Chris Claremont. What's up, Drummond? Dude, if you're not following this guy's art, he is amazing. He is on Instagram and Facebook. And are you on Twitter, Drummond? His art is so beautiful. He does commissions and stuff. I'm a big fan of his artwork. When am I dropping my favorite reads? Okay, so I'm doing 2 things. I'm doing my favorite graphic novels of 2020. Those are books that either read or have not read, or just I like the idea that these books were collected, and we finally have them. That will be dropped on Wednesday, this Wednesday on the 30th. On the 31st will be my favorite graphic novel, my top 10 favorite graphic novel reads of 2020, and that's books, graphic novels that came out, whether they're collected editions or actual graphic novels that came out that I read in 2020 that could have come out in 2018, 2019. So I'll be doing 2 of those. And then on Friday, oh my gosh, I'm going to kick, this week's going to kick my butt. Friday is upcoming collected editions in January. And DC's made it hard for me to make this damn list, so I got to start working on that. Spider-Man by Dan Slott Omnibus. Would you see? So here's the thing, Marco, and this is an honest question for you all. Would you all rather have that and skip the brand new day stuff? Because as a completist, I feel like the brand new day stuff would be overlooked and skipped, and we'll never get it in omnibus format. Well, I say never, I'm sorry. But we won't until they're done with the Dan Slott run. I figured if we start with brand new day and then we get to the Dan Slott run, it might be better. Or did you all not like the brand new day stuff? Omar, your thoughts on an Inhumans omnibus and if they could do one? They could do more than one. But the thing is, it would be like those like the Loki omnibus, right? It would be a collection of literally the same thing that we're seeing with Loki, and that's comics from different times, like Fantastic Four, or even Tales of Asgard. Like they showed up in Journey into Mystery and stuff. So that's the kind of stuff we'll see for Volume 1, because they really didn't have an ongoing comic for a long time, right? It wasn't for years that they didn't have, and it wasn't even their comic. It was called something else. But they could do more than one, absolutely. But I would like for them to start at the beginning. Ask David if he can make a Spider-Man 2099 omnibus. I will make him an All-Star Squadron omnibus. I think he knows how much I want that one, because it was in my top 10 last year, most wanted omnis from Marvel. Yeah, and a Captain Marvel would be sweet. I mean, but look, we got Thunderbolts. Man, it breaks my heart. Like, and this just shows first world problems for me, though, because we were supposed to get Thunderbolts by now. We were supposed to have Uncanny X-Men by now, but literally the pandemic put a big stop on a lot of these things, and things got pushed back. And that's okay. If that's the worst thing that happened to me, then life's not that bad. All of 2099 universe. Yeah, that'd be fun. Okay, Omar, let me pitch to you. Captain Marvel by Kelly Thompson. Oh, right. That's got some phenomenal artwork, too. Ask David for a Spider-Man by David Michelini and Bagley Omnibus. I think I did that on the air, because it was one day when he was on and he was like, I thought we did that. And I was like, no, that's the Spider-Man versus, but we need one that ties it, like that literally takes us from that to the Clone Saga Volume 1. So that would be really cool. Would you buy a Jack of Hearts? How would you even collect? He had a miniseries, right? Yeah, he had a miniseries until his death, and they killed him twice. Jeff Johns killed him, and then Bendis killed him. Jack of Hearts. I'm not even going to ask him. Omar, the earliest Inhuman comics were probably Amazing Adventures, a book. That's right. They shared it with Black Widow, and that's what I meant. Like, they didn't even have their own title. Omar, will there be a Phalanx coming in Omnibus? Yeah, probably sometime. Yeah. Because a lot of those books are out of print, right? A lot of those OHCs. We have Fatal Attractions out of print. Operation Zero Tolerance is out of print. Phalanx Covenant's out of print. So if they come back, maybe they'll come back as Omnis, and that would be really cool. The King in Black Omnibus needs to happen. I love that you're just like, that story's not even done, and you're like, it needs to happen. Well, I think there's going to be enough material, right? It's just like the stuff that they did with. Actually, it's bigger than Absolute Carnage. That's right. He was in Silver Surfer during the Ron Lim and Ron Mars years, wasn't he? Oscaria Rala. How's it going, brother? Omar, do you think DC will make a Flash by Jeff Johns Omni Volume 3 containing DC Universe Zero, The Final Crisis, Blackest Nights, Flash Rebirth, and Barry Allen? Oh, gosh, I'm just going to go ahead and say I don't think so. It doesn't look like it. I was hoping they were going to do the right thing, but just based on the solicits of Volume 2 and Flashpoint, doesn't look like it, which sucks, but whatever. They couldn't even give me those orphaned issues, like after Jeff Johns left Flash to go do Infinite Crisis. You gotta ask David for a spectacular Spider-Man omnibus by J.M. DeMatteis. I've heard great things about it, but I don't think it's ever been collected in any of that. Maybe like an issue here and there, but you're right, it hasn't been. I'm trying to think. The only things that have been collected like that are just the Craven storylines, really, right? And that's the epitome. That's the top notch of his run. But his other stuff is solid too. I'd like to see him get that omnibus and the Sensi Daredevil omnibus. Omar, do you think FF by Byrne Volume 2 will be reprinted soon? That one I haven't seen in the catalog. Is Volume 1 still in print? Are you guys able to get Volume 1? Because the last thing I want to happen is announce a Volume 2 and then Volume 1 is gone. I need a Gwenpool omnibus because she might never be written well again. Really? Oh, see, everybody wants something different. Tom DeFalco and Ron Friends Spider-Man. Tom DeFalco and Ron Friends on Spider-Girl too, man. That stuff is awesome. Be good, Jesse. Always a pleasure seeing you in here. Okay, so Volume 1 is still in stock. So, yeah, we can ask. Will there be a Mutant Massacre reprint? So they have to space these things out. So I don't think there's going to be one for a while, right? So somebody who was asking earlier if these things come out in chronological order, let me explain that the way this happened with X-Men, at least, we had an X-Men oversized hardcover of Mutant Massacre that just collected the Mutant Massacre event. Then we had Fall of the Mutants OHC, and then we had an Inferno OHC, and then they went to do a Fall of the Mutants. So it didn't even come out in that order. And then they decided to, about 5-6 years later, no, she had almost 10 years later, to make a Mutant Massacre omnibus instead of an OHC, instead of reprinting that OHC. And bam, it was gone in about a year. So it's going to be a while before that one. I mean, we're just now getting Inferno, right? And Inferno took a lot for that to happen. It took a lot of convincing. Yeah, I didn't have to twist any arms or anything, but I did have to say, this is a book that's been printing in OHC. It's been out of print for 10 years. If you bring it back as an omnibus, I think it would sell. And you wonderful, beautiful bastards all voted for it. And we made that happen. We did that, right? The demand was there, and David heard it, and now pre-orders went up, and it sold well. So it's not just us demanding things and asking for things, but if he sees that it's not just the voices, but actually people pre-ordering books and buying these things, that's what's going to keep our voices strong and heard. So it brings me a lot of, I'm really happy to be the middleman or the voice that gets to talk between both parties. That's why I have to wait. When people ask me, I don't want to be rude or anything. When people ask me, like, "Hey, can you ask David about this?" I mean, I try, but I can't just ask everybody's, demands. I have to wait until there's like 10 of you at least that are asking me for the same thing. That's what happened with the Captain America by Dan Jurgens. I didn't even ask David until somebody approached me, and then 2 days later, a couple of people emailed me. And by that time, I had already figured out, there are 2 orphaned issues in this omnibus. Maybe I can ask them about that. And then a few more people started emailing me, and then I was like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and ask for that. So it's not playing favorites or anything. It's just literally, I can't ask for what everybody wants. Otherwise, David's going to be like, I ain't talking to this idiot. He's asking me for stupid stuff, like Super Pro Omnibus. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but sometimes I have to say no. And because I have to pick the right questions to ask, because we're not going to get everything we want. It doesn't happen like that. Like, life doesn't work like that, right? So what I will take what we can get. So Omar represents me better than my senators. We do have a Patreon though. I get paid that a lot less than senators. Omar, odds of any more FF omnibus announcements for 2021? Well, we still have September, October, November, December. 4. Some must say 60%. What's what's wrong with Super Pro? Nothing. And Fabian ECSN would tell you there's nothing wrong with Super Pro either. I'd buy it. Actually, there's a lot wrong with Super Pro. Come on, man. Yeah, mate. Super chat. That's a good super chat question, though. How do we petition for a Nova Omnibus? The one with the real one with the rich, my boy Richard Ryder. And see, here's the thing, though. If they do that, they have to. There's going to be missing issues, or at least one, right? This wasn't. Well, besides the dire wraith, didn't ROM appear towards the end of that run? And see, I'm a completist. I have to have ROM. I have to have it all in collected. So that's what stinks about some of these things, right? That were owned by like toy companies and stuff. Some of these rights are reverted back to the toy company. The toy company's like, nah, we're gonna let somebody else do the comic book version of this. My dream omnibus, a Marvel DC crossover Omni, everything you can like. The first Superman, Spider-Man through Avengers JLA. It would be 2 Omnis, right? I love the crossover, and then the amalgam stuff. You know, Dark Claw, X Patrol. Man, that would be great. That's something I don't. You know, that's oh. Who's David? Do I have the Gabriel around here to get me a classic Iron Fist omnibus? Just mix the epic with the deadly hand of Kung Fu CC, and boom, omnibus. If only that show had done better, huh? Think of the possibilities we would have. We had a reprint of that Brubaker stuff. No bad Omni. You can have Cap, Jack. Oh man, and Nomad is one of those underrated series that people throw off. You got a lot of disrespect back in the, well, people that haven't read it really just think it's another 90s trash. Omar, could you show us your room? Because in the previous room tour, I was completely lost. I could not see which shelf is where. Really? I thought that, like, I literally went from this way. I can't spin the camera around. I already had technical difficulties earlier. But literally I started over here, came around, went to my Omnis, then went to the back. That's it. There's no secret door anywhere. Guys, let's be honest. Some of us have enough books to last us a long, long time. We can probably hold off on some of this. Don't let FOMO get you. It gets us all, brother. It gets us all. We need the blueprints of the room. Man, if things were different, I would I always have an open invitation. Come and have a drink with me. Ooh, Omar, what stories or runs would you recommend for a newcomer to X-Men? This is since my channel has been growing a lot, and thank you all so much for subscribing and sharing my videos and letting other people know about my channel. I've been asked so many times about where's a good jumping on point, and my problem why I haven't done that is because I never liked the idea of jumping on points because I'm an old man, right? I have that old man mentality of like, back in my day, we didn't have collected editions and graphic novels. You wanted to jump on, you go get a back issue of X-Men or Avengers. But now things are different. Now we have collected editions. So it makes it easier for me to like, okay, there's some really good stories. And I think there's some really good stories that introduce readers to these characters. So I am going to start a segment on my channel about that. Right. And I think a lot of other channels have done it, but I don't mind doing it. People have asked me enough. And you all know I listen to you all, and I take what you all say. So to answer this question right here, I always suggest Uncanny X-Men Volume 1 for Silver Age stuff if you like that kind of stories. Astonishing X-Men, New X-Men are both solid for modern age stuff. So either one of those two. But the best story is God Loves, Man Kills, which is only found in the pages of Uncanny X-Men Omnibus Volume 3, which is being reprinted January 6th. And I get no percentage of the sales of that. But there's a gallery edition that I'm going to do an overview of that God Loves, Man Kills. So many Marvel Omnis I've been interested in are getting reprinted. I can't honestly complain, but I still want more, right? But then that's the thing that like I know I have a lot of new viewers to the channel this year, but compare to how somebody once said, before I started talking to Marvel, they were giving us a reprint of an omnibus 2, 3 times, 4 times a year if we were lucky. Guys, look at this month alone. Like 2 to 3 a month now, or 4 sometimes, of just reprints. And on top of that, new omnis. You're living in the best times for collected editions. I swear, I promise. I'm not just saying that or tooting my own horn. Like, the connections we've made with Marvel have made this happen. And it's interesting because then people are still like, oh, they haven't reprinted this. And I still have that old mentality of like, well, you don't remember the time we only used to get 1 or 2 books a year? And we didn't even know they were ever going to reprint any of this stuff. So we're living in some good times. And I can promise there's more reprints coming. I'm not done talking about reprints, nor am I done talking about new omnis. I just have to wait until I get approval. The new pages of God Loves, Man Kills editions put me off in buying it. It's at the beginning and at the end. I find them interesting and not necessary, but I get it. You know, if you're going to reprint the book, I have to add a little something, I guess. Thank you so much for the super chat, John Carlos. If they do make a brand new day Omni, which I would buy for the sake of chronological order, when would big time Omni come? All the trades are out, but that would be afterwards, right? Brand new day, big time, and then the Dan Slott stuff taking us to Superior Worldwide and ending it with what, Red Goblin Saga? No, Spider-Verse, I guess. Not Spider-Verse, Spider-Geddon. Thank you so much for the super chat. And if it's a question, please let me know in the comments below. Sometimes super chats are weird, so I'll be looking for your name. I'm super lucky. I just unloaded my Tommy Full Omnibus like that. You're welcome. There's no insider trading here, man. I just announced the news. Back in the day, Omar, omnibuses didn't sell out in 10 minutes. Your old cronies had months to decide if you wanted to buy. I had years to decide. Like, I love the people that that ask me, when is Incredible Hulk Volume 1 gonna be reprinted, the Silver Age, right? And I found that funny because that book was liquidated for 3 years, and I remember passing up on it like when it was $30. I bought it when it was 25. I think I even haggled with the guy at a con for 20. And I ended up selling it because I was like, well, we got more epics of this stuff. I'm just going to go the epic route. Because I like reading these things, right? Believe it or not, I'm just not a collector. I'm also a reader. So if I was thinking, this book didn't sell enough to get a volume 2, but now times are different, right? Now the times are, people want this in this format and they want it now. So it's going to be interesting to see some of these reprints when they come out of the Silver Age, what they're going to try to test the waters with. But they have to sell. That's the key. They reprint something and it doesn't sell, chances are probably not going to keep getting more than reprints of the Silver Age stuff or further volumes. But, I mean, we're getting Cat Volume 3. Buying media and consuming media are 2 different hobbies. Amen. Amen. Fabian's Nomad was awesome. I'm a new Warriors fanboy, as you all know. So, damn, Omar, put on the suit already. You're right. It's a golden age for comic collectors, even with all the problems we have due to COVID. Stuff's going out of print. And I think things are getting better, right? I think on the Saturday show, when I have the Q&A on Saturdays, people ask me about like books going out of stock. Like New Mutants is one that I think is still in. It's out of print at Diamond, but it is in stock at places. So War of the Realms, it wouldn't be a reprint, Jose. I think it would be a restock, and that's one that I did ask for because that one was gone. You are late, but that's okay. I got to announce the two Dawn of X, the first two oversized hardcovers. You have Excalibur and Marauders, and both of them collect issues 1 through 12 of each series. So that's for all the people that have been asking me, how is it going to be collected in omnibus oversized hardcover format? This is the route they decided to take. Oh, there's my buddy. Big shout out to my buddy Curtis. Thank you, man. And I love having Curtis on too, but sometimes I have to schedule things with him ahead of time. And he has his own channel. He has his own YouTube channel now, and he has his own Epic Marvel podcast. Of course, if you've not heard it, if you're a fan of the Marvel Epic line, that guy is so knowledgeable. Do you think God Loves Man Kills is the greatest comic story ever? It's up there. It's hard to say the greatest comic story ever, right? Because these stories mean different things to different people. I there's a lot. I've done my top 10 books I'm thankful for on the channel, and each one comes with a different story or a point in my life where I was. Sometimes it wasn't a good point in my life, and sometimes I needed these stories to pick me up. So, what's the name of the preview site, Omar? Um, it it this is a Marvel Senses exclusive previews. It will be available usually about the second week of the month, or sometimes the third week of the month. So keep an eye out on different places for that. But yeah, they just send us this, and there's really no website yet for it. Reading God Loves Man Kills now. It's pretty intense. It starts off intense, right? It's a heavy book. I love that book. Just started Injustice Omni Volume 1. I'm going to do an overview of Volume 2. I really love Volume 1. And I haven't started reading Volume 2 yet. With New Mutants being the testing point omnibus, will Marvel increase production of omnibus going forward to meet demands? I know that Canada and UK are having problems getting books. Yeah, I know the UK does. I think so. I think that's something they're going to have to look into when everybody comes back from this holiday break. What is? Oh gosh, Omar, is Saga getting done, or what's going on in the 2021? Any inside scoop? Hiatus? They're supposed to be back. I mean, it's not like they're traveling anywhere, right? Both him and the artist. So I think they're supposed to be back. It was supposed to be. Wasn't it August? I think it was supposed to come back in August. Let's see. Just started Absolute Carnage Omnibus. Somebody on Saturday asked me a really good question about books like that. Oh, it wasn't a question. I think it was just a statement about event mappings. And I think the way that I answer how I like my events being collected comes from two different angles, right? Am I invested in the story to read 17 chapters in between parts 1 and 2 of what I call the Red Skies? And anybody that knows Crisis on Infinite Earths knows what the Red Skies means. And for those that don't know, it literally means we're going to put a logo on this called Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, and it's just the sky is red while the Teen Titans are getting barbecue or whatever. Do I want to read those issues in between the main events? I think if it's important, it should be put in there. But in the case, like War of the Realms, they had the Thor issues in there, and they had that one War Scrolls in there. Absolute Carnage had the main event, kind of like Infinity Gauntlet. They have the main event and then the Silver Surfer issues. I would have put the Silver Surfer issues and the Doctor Strange issues in between. But then how much is too much, right? Because if you start doing that, then you start adding more and more books. then you're adding 6 books in between parts. And then you're adding 6 books that you're going to read between Thanos going, come and get me, and then the ass whooping part in the fourth issue. So it really depends on the book for me. They need to reprint Captain Britain Omnibus. That snuck into the top 10. Surprisingly, that snuck into the top 10. I really don't like crossover omnibus. I find they don't often don't make a lot of sense to people who have not read the rest of the surrounding books. What's up, Ileana? Sorry, Omar, but did you answer the question about Saga? When will we get a volume 4? Have an amazing day. I did. I said that it's still on hiatus. We still don't have any updates on that yet. So hopefully we will. I'm excited for it because they left us on a huge cliffhanger, right? We got to get that Saga. JT picked up both Remender's Uncanny X-Force and Whedon's Astonishing X-Men's Omnibus this month. I'm a happy camper. I got your email. I haven't replied back. I'm replying back to emails today. Is there some rights with Captain Britain? No, I don't think so. I don't think there's any rights with Captain. Not that I'm aware of. When do you vote for your most wanted reprints? We are looking into that sometime early next year. And I want to do it where people don't have to have a social media to vote, because I want to make it fair for everybody that watches to vote and have a voice, right? Because there are people that don't have Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. So I want to make sure that you have a voice. Some of these comments, y'all cracking me up, man. Omar, Sideshow. You lost me at Sideshow. Do you want me to go down that rabbit hole, Lionheart? Have you not seen my addictive personality? I got rid of my statues for a reason. It's finally making a Storm Premium format statue. No pictures as yet. I hope they make her with her white costume. I hope they make her with her Savage Land costume. You know what I'm talking about. That John Byrne Savage Land costume from 114. I've said too much. Maybe send in votes by email. Final Shadow. I'm gonna volunteer you to get all those emails. I'm gonna forward them to you so you can count them up. I'll figure out a way. I'll figure out some kind of way to do this fair for everybody. That everybody has a voice. Omar, does it make sense? Hey, Bavarian Rev, to read Road to No Man's Land without having No Man's Land? Yeah, if you want to be mad and be like, what happens next? I guess you can get the trade paperbacks. But who wants that, right? It will make you upset because you'll want to keep reading these stories. Let's see. Just put the book on title of the email. You don't have to open it. But then I still have to go through all those emails, man. What's up, man? Omar, have you read all the Black Hammer series? Going through it now. Really good. Yes, thank you for the super chat, Mr. Tolwer. I read the first volume and World of. I've read half of volume 2. And then I think we're going to get another World of sometime next year, if I'm not mistaken. Because I don't know if I want to finish volume 2 yet without reading those other miniseries. Yes, I was thinking about going that route about Google or Kahoot. Actually, Kahoot might be the way to do it. Okay, well, DC, get your butt in gear. Right. I don't think those guys are too busy. I don't know. I'll be upset if they put a No Man's Land on this. They continue to refuse to collect the 2000 Batgirl run. And oh, man. I know. I love that run, too. Omar, what is your oldest comic book? I sold a lot of my single issues. I don't have a lot of those anymore. Went through some bad times about almost 2 decades ago and needed the funds. So I had to sell my key issues like Wolverine's first appearance or Giant Size 1 or X-Men 1. But I guess right now, I guess it would be some Uncanny X-Men issue that I kept, like 90, not a big key issue, like 96, probably. Yeah, 96. Omar, what will be the first omnibus you read in 2021? Well, right now for old reader, new reader, we are reading Fantastic Four by Jonathan Hickman. So probably volume 2, Fantastic Four? A volume Hickman. Let's see. What's your favorite character from Marvel and DC? Also, thank you so much for reading order videos. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Those are a lot of fun. Speaking of reading orders, Booster Gold, I had to postpone it until early next year because going through my books, I was missing 2 issues that I would think are very crucial. So I was like, damn it, now I got to order these. And of course, one of them is out of print. So I had to find a place to get it, and somebody helped me. What's your favorite character from Marvel? Wolverine, of course. Storm, close second. DC, Nightwing. Nightwing all the way. Oh, I love Nightwing. Manhunter's up there too. Not Martian. Manhunter. Hey, For Jelly, long time no see, buddy. Have you read Meg and Mog Crisis Zone? It's the best comic of no, but dang it, I wish you had told me that because I'm literally right now wrapping up my list of my best reads of 2020, and I realize I have 2 days to go. But by the time I get that book, it'll be 2021. I wish you had told me that, man. Okay, but I'll put it in my 2021 to read list for sure. Do a joke. This is a kid friendly episode, man. I can't be doing your mama jokes, but I'm really good at them. Let me tell you something. I started a bunch of fights. Oh, it's free for on Instagram? Not for kids. Okay, I'll check it out, man. Seriously, thank you. Thank you For Jelly. Dude has a like y'all think my collection is huge. For those that have seen my video, For Jelly's is insane. He buys everything. I believe Moon Knight has been pushed until January 6th. Moon Knight, Infinity Crusade. I gotta do advanced looks of books videos this week. My week's already filled up. I gotta do that. X-Men by Jim Lee. I did Uncanny, didn't I? Yeah. Infinity Crusade. Man, I really wish they finished. Hope Infinity Crusade sells well, so we can get the final like trilogy of Starlin's Cosmic Saga with that Marvel The End and Infinity Abyss and Thanos Redemption, or they can just call it the Road to Annihilation or something. Omar, is there a list of reprints and new Omnis coming out in 2021? Where's NMC's somewhere? No, but we can work on that, man. Yeah, we can work on that. Ooh, quick fire. Animal Man by Lemire or Morrison. By far, Morrison. Don't get me wrong, Lemire's run is solid. It's fun, it's dark, but Morrison was doing things that no one else was doing in comic books. Favorite Donny Cates run? Outside of Marvel? God Country, 100%. Marvel? Oh, man, he's done so many good things. I really like Thanos. Thanos Wins is one of the best storylines I've ever read. So I think I'm going to go with that one. Thanos. Oh, we're at an hour and a half, gentlemen and ladies. So I'm going to have to cut out of here. Just a quick reminder to please check us out on our Patreon. We have different tiers. And actually, that's going to change. I'm going to make an announcement on January 1st about some of the things that are going to be changing with the channel a little bit. Nothing bad. And let's see. Sorry, there's a really good question. Y'all always try to get me with these last minute questions. Thoughts on the decision to skip that issue? Sometimes there's no choice, Rich. Sometimes they don't have a choice. It's out of the hands. Redbubble. And what else? That's it. Everybody, please stay healthy. Have a wonderful day. I'll be back. I'll be doing a video later today, and I will be back tomorrow live, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Old reader, new reader. All of you, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit like. That's the other thing. I suck at signing off. Everybody have a wonderful week.